I agree 100% with you on that. But how, and that's on the expense side, but how are we going to, what is your suggestion for the revenue side if we come up short in boarding prisoners and sales tax? Because is that going, are you going to expect general revenue to have to pick up that difference? Or how are you know what I'm saying? You know exactly what I'm saying.
I think we
I'm
went
getting
through
to the
this
bottom.
last year, I'm not for sure, but I think we'll go that into a budget meeting, not into this one. I think we pretty much agree with this one. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet, but I would think that if we were gonna amend the budget, which you're wanting to do that so that you're showing this other money as a revenue coming in.
Right. So that I can offset my expense going up.
Right. If we waited a little longer, I was telling Elaine, Winfield School has sent part of their money, and they indicated they would send their other part of the money after July 1, because that would be in next fiscal budget year. That would show both them sums of monies coming in. You wouldn't want to amend the budget now and then want to amend the budget again in August.
And I'm not actually asking you to amend it right now or even in July, August. I want your word that this is what I'm asking. Will it be amended to show the revenue coming in, the extra revenue coming in from the fair board to offset my expense? Well, you can do that in November, as long as I have your word it's going to be done.
It has to be done by October.
Well,
Yeah.
October, as long as it,
Yeah, that monies would be shown as the revenues coming in.
but is it amended and added to that big number? And that's what you can't guarantee right now.
Don't
I know it will show it as going into a revenue in back to my bucket again.
Right.
I understand that, but is it going to be an addition to? Because if it's not, then I have an expense coming out with no revenue going in,
Right.
which is not a good thing.
We don't know what the sales
No.
tax or the prison.
I understand that, Jim. I want to bring it out in the open right now, put it on the table and say, here's
Thank
what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Because I think the answer I have right now is we don't know, and without knowing, I'm gonna have to tell the fair board that I can't take that gamble to spend that kind of money and not have an actual revenue source shown.
I think
know
we could
it's
say
not-
right now, yeah, we'll show that as a revenue coming in,
Why
but
couldn't
not
we-
knowing what the other revenues would do in
Right.
the meantime.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why we couldn't.
No,
why
the
you couldn't say
revenue coming
much.
in is not the problem, it's
Right.
going to show an addition. Do you
Expenditure.
understand?
He's
Yeah.
talking about the
No, I'm
expenditures.
talking
No
about
additional revenue.
additional
So
revenue.
if the other revenues are
expenditures,
down,
It's just gonna take the place of the other revenue is what it's gonna do,
well,
which is not gonna help me. Down to the dollar almost this year. I mean, you remember, I got cut 900,000 back.
And I
I'm
know
down to
exactly,
the dollar.
what you're saying.
Right.
Well, I think we all.
I think everybody does, I mean,
yeah,
for the
I
most part.
understand what you're saying.
So, yes, it's gonna show a revenue, there's no doubt about that, I understand it,
Additional
but not an additional revenue.
Is the
And without an additional revenue, I will have an additional expense.
Well, you're gonna have to have additional revenue and additional expenditure both, because you're gonna expense yourself out otherwise.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you
I
need it on
will
both
have an
sides.
additional expense regardless, I just need to see if we're gonna have additional revenue. And right now, you're saying, no, we will not. The way it stands, because we don't know, it's an unknown.
And we can't just allow the employees to go like we used to in the past because of
No,
the.
because of the MOPERM letter that we got that said no.
Now, he did make a comment, and I'm sure he made it to you.
I haven't
No,
talked to him.
there is a way around
So
it. It's a contract
I'll tell you.
where they're gonna pay X amount of dollars, like Mike is indicating. A way around MOPARM's a contract with the fair board, where they pay X amount of dollars per hour per individual to.
And that runs through the county books.
Through the county
So
payroll.
they are actually employed by the county, they're an employee while working.
Yeah,
And
that's the way
anytime they
around it.
go over their 170 hours, it kicks into time and a half.
Right.
Right. So we have to pay overtime, that's why you get the $32.50 an hour figure. So, all right, well, I don't wanna beat that one to death, now that I know that it's an unknown, I know what I gotta tell him at a fair board. And the only other thing I have, I know you wanna meet with everybody individually, but for the budget, I would like to see us get together as an elected officials group again, sit down at a big table upstairs or wherever, and let's talk about this collectively once. Because we were in here last week, before, whatever it was,
Yeah.
and even though I understood and I agree with everything that the judge said, there was no comments made or any felt that they needed or were able to make comments. I think I'd like to sit down with a group of us, all elected officials again, just all special, like, you know, we don't have to wait until second Tuesday of the month or whatever.
Right, right.
And just sit down and let's talk about this again.
And we,
And back and forth brainstorm.
yeah, we've discussed that. In fact, I think that kind of was the original intention, and then we were kind of advised that maybe we get more feedback, more results by
Okay.
dealing with individuals, but.
Well, it's
say
just my
either one of
suggestion.
those is a possibility.
great
I would like to
suggestion.
do that, and, I mean, you know as well as I do, last year, we didn't see eye to eye, and
That's
the budget was, I know, the budget was given, and we went that way, and I'm gonna tell you guys, and I've told the few that have called me already and asked me about this whole budget thing this year, that I'm gonna do what I think is right. I'm going to still try to save wherever I can. But my guys have all taken a 5% pay cut, every single person over there. You know, we took 16% across the board, or we took a 16% cut. $900,000. I can't give any more right now. I just can't. So that's my stand right now, but I'd still like to sit down with everybody else and let's brainstorm and hear what the ideas are. You know, maybe somebody does come up with an idea that I don't know or haven't thought of yet. You know, we've stopped using all the paper we can. Unfortunately, over where I am, we have to use quite a bit of paper, but, you know, paper clips, whatever, turn the lights down, they're all good ideas. But I'd like to really sit down and just an open session.
And that's where last week, Mike, when Amy stood up and she gave her little talk, that's why there was no questions right then, just to kind of make everybody aware of what's taking place, and then to go back, talk to the staff, because it was kind of felt as though the staff would be able to give a lot of good input into what could be saved. And then to come back. We felt as though, like Jim said, it'd be great for everybody to sit down again at a later date, so that we could all brainstorm together, and then it was kind of indicated that individuals wouldn't speak up if it was a.
Well, they have their chance, that's the only thing I can say.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
me, I'm
The
not
opportunity.
bashful, I'll speak up,
Uh-huh.
but,
The opportunity.
I don't think we wanna
yeah,
rule your suggestion out. I think
No.
that's still a possibility.
okay, all right, I just threw it out there open, I mean, you know, it's something I.
Well, that's what
feel-
we had talked about,
It's always-
getting it all back together,
That's fine.
that's what the plan was, and then we thought maybe it'd work better individually, but I don't know.
And I definitely think you're right when we're talking about suggestions of what to do about the budget. It needs to be looked at as to what was done in the past year as well as this year. You know,
Right.
different departments have done different things.
Right.
So I think it is
Well, I'm still
at
gonna-
least a 2-year consideration there.
I'm still sticking with mine, let's do it even across the board, I'm good with it. I mean, my guys stood up and took it and didn't say a word about it, but, you know, I find out that nobody else took cuts like that, so that's kind of disheartening. We'll get through it, but
Mike.
here again, I'm gonna say that we've taken a lot, we've taken 900,000,
And other departments
have taken some.
have taken cuts.
Yes, I'm not saying nobody took cuts,
Yeah.
didn't take cuts.
How would it, okay, say we all do meet as a group again, and it's indicated the way the revenue stream is declining for the county, and to be able to function next calendar year, that there would be a 15% cut across the board for each department. I mean, that's a drastic cut, I'm just throwing that number out.
Okay.
But you're at bare bones now, how can you function at another 15% cut?
Well, I figured if you say 15%, I'm already 1% ahead of you, I took 16%.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, for next year, you know what I'm saying? Additional
And
cuts.
so, how can I can't, but I will tell you this, that I will still stay with the fact that